Welcome to Nirvana with Nav. My name is Nav, and I'm so glad that you get to spend a little bit of time here today. In today's practice, we'll be exploring a gentle Yin Yoga sequence inspired by the principles of nervous system regulation. Simply put, this practice becomes an opportunity for you to slow down, relax your body, breathe a bit deeper, and to notice what your body is ready to let go of. If you do enjoy practices like this, I would love to have you join and be a part of this community. So feel free to subscribe and like to the video. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave them down below. Other than that, whenever you're ready, let's find ourselves in a comfortable place on our mat as we settle into our breath and begin with today's practice. We'll be spending today's practice on our backs. So taking these first few moments to arrive, to slow down your body, to settle your mind into your body, as we allow ourselves to take center stage with our breathing. But let's take a few moments to just notice any initial tension we may be feeling. Maybe you've had a very busy day, a busy week. Maybe there's been a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate. So let's just see if we can soften a little bit before we begin to release. I invite you to close your eyes. And if that feels a bit difficult to do, then let's just see if we can relax the muscles around our eyebrows, our eyelids, and the surrounding muscles around the eyes. Just tuning into a sense of softness in this area of your face. You don't have to breathe in any particular way, but just see if your breath can support your body's ability to relax. And sometimes when it comes to relaxing, we end up trying a bit too hard. So understanding that relaxing doesn't require us to do more, but more commonly it's asking us to do a little bit less. So seeing if you can extend this sense of softness, restfulness, and relaxation to the muscles around your face. We can check in with the area around our forehead, our cheeks, our jaw, and our mouth. Just common areas that end up holding on to tension without us really noticing. Trying your best to soften the muscles on your face, similar to that of a baby that is sleeping peacefully. No care, no worry, no stress. Just rest. We'll shift a little bit lower to the area around our neck and shoulders. And sometimes, in order to relax certain areas, a little bit of movement may be needed. So see if you can position your head in a way that allows your neck to feel comfortable. Maybe rolling out your shoulders so that you can create a bit more space around your back. Whether your hands rest on your body or off your body, let's just see if we can invite a little bit of softness into our arms. Loosening up the joints around our elbows and wrists. As we let go of any unconscious tension we may be holding on into our hands. Sometimes we don't realize we're making a fist or tensing up our hands. So just a moment here to observe what is happening within your body. Now, relaxation may not feel the same in all parts of your body. But simply put, we're giving our body permission to slow down, to not have to do much for us, giving our body the opportunity to mindfully rest. Let's see if we can shift awareness to extend this sense of relaxation to the area around our chest and our rib cage. And as you soften into this area, just see if you can start to feel your breath take up more space here. Feeling your chest and rib cage expand and contract as you breathe. And seeing if you can feel that spaciousness of your breath extend even all the way towards your back. The back of your ribs, the space in between your shoulders. Let us shift a little bit lower into our abdomen and belly. Another area where we often carry unconscious tension. Just an opportunity for you to relax the muscles around your core, so that when you start to breathe, you can feel the breath expand into the belly, maybe even all the way around towards the lower back. So we'll take a moment here, just breathing mindfully into this torso of ours, from the area around the top of your chest, all the way down towards the lower belly. Feeling your chest and abdomen rise as you inhale, feeling it soften and fall with each exhale. As we continue to just soften and settle, what we try our best to notice is that mindful rest is a very unique form of rest. A rest in which the body can get oh so relaxed, yet the mind stays oh so awake. So being very mindful that you don't start to drift off, starting to get dozy, drowsy, drifting away into this relaxed body. We keep our mind's attention centered on our breath, on the experience of feeling restful inside of this body of ours. Just shifting a little bit lower into the hips and pelvis. Relaxing your glutes, maybe adjusting your hips. Inviting a sense of heaviness here, feeling rooted, feeling connected. Today's physical practice will be focusing on releasing some of the tension that is stored around our hips. So just taking this initial opportunity to notice how this area feels for you today. We'll extend a little bit lower into our thighs, relaxing the muscles in our upper legs, shifting a little bit lower to the knees, to the lower legs, all the way down to your ankles, to your feet, and out to your toes. Almost feeling as if there's a weighted blanket on top of your body, allowing you to get oh so comfortable that you have no desire to really move. And from this place of comfort, just breathing in a way to support the relaxation of your whole body, from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. A few deep breaths here. We'll keep our upper body relaxed, not moving it too much as we prepare to get into the lower body. Today's first posture will be our butterfly pose. We'll gently bend our knees, bringing our heels together, letting our knees fall, falling out like a book. We'll give ourselves a minute here. 10 mindful breaths. A naturally smooth breath, a naturally steady breath. And what we'd like to do is invite a sense of softness to the muscles around our hips. We learn to work with gravity as gravity naturally opens out the thighs. Now, as we work with today's physical practice, there may sometimes be a sensation of trembling, pulsing, gentle shaking that occurs around the hips as we start to relax and release tension. We learn to approach these unfamiliar moments with an open mind, understanding that the body is just working in its natural way to create space. So let your breath be the tool that we use to support the body in creating this space. So I encourage you to breathe a bit deeper, feeling the breath as it makes its way down towards the lower belly. Now from this posture here, we'll be shifting awareness towards the back of our hips, towards our glutes. What I'd like you to do is hover your hips just an inch or two off of your mat. It would only be enough so that you could maybe slide your fingers underneath. But this shouldn't feel too demanding on the body to ask. And if at any point things feel like they're starting to feel like too much, or that we need a break or some rest, my two suggestions for you. One is to simply pause the experience by resting your hips back down. If you ever need to stop what's happening, instead of closing your knees together, I would request that you extend your legs out long. Now, as we start to work with these lifted hips of ours, we may start to notice different things surfacing. For some of us, a little bit of a tremble starts to occur. Could be more through the hips, could be a little bit more through the legs. But then we're very much asked to notice how the breath is supporting what's happening. Being very patient, being very calm with what is happening as we just let it unfold very naturally. For me personally, this kind of practice, I try to do this at least once or twice a week. Most commonly after I'm done with some of my runs. I do run 4 to 5 times a week. So for me, my lower body ends up storing a lot of tension. On top of running, I'm also very active in combat sports, both as an athlete and a coach. And so I just noticed that the hips store a lot of tension. They get used a lot. And so it's one thing to stretch the area, to make it more mobile. But what we're trying to do a little bit more today is work through the nervous system, to allow the body to let go, to release some of these deeper layers of tension. And we do so with the support of our breath, mindful breathing. We'll be here for a few more breaths. On your breath out, we'll slowly lower our hips down, just taking a few moments here, a couple of deep breaths, to just come to a place of a reset. Throughout the experience of the release, we may feel some energy moving around the hips, the thighs, the lower belly. Just learning to observe without judgment. Yes, the experience may be unfamiliar, but we don't have to become anxious around it. Know that your body is safe. Reassure the mind that everything is all right. And the tool to do so is mindful breath. We'll be shifting into our diamond pose from here. Keeping the knees bent and open out, we can just slide our feet a little bit further down our mat. So a softer bend of the knees, and everybody's diamond will end up looking a little bit different. But the main idea within this experience is that the knees remain wider than the heels. As we give ourselves a few moments to soften and settle here, we'll be shifting awareness from the glutes towards the inner thighs, our adductors. This connection from the inner thighs towards the knees is what we'll be working with here. Now, what we'd like to do is think about lifting the knees just an inch or two higher than what they are. So gravity is weighing down on the thighs. It's opening them out. And what we're doing is creating just a little bit of engagement through the inner thighs to lift the knees a little bit higher. And as we hold this new position here, once again, keeping the mind calm, keeping the breath smooth and steady, naturally deep and long. And as time passes, we can always explore. Knees may lift an extra inch or two. Just understanding that typically for this kind of practice, doing less is better than doing more. Now, no matter how little or how strong the sensations that you start to feel come up, we learn to keep an even mind, a balanced mind. Truthfully speaking, it's not like we're trying to chase an experience here. We're not looking for anything in particular. We're learning to meet the experience as it presents itself. So if nothing's happening, that's okay. We learn to breathe through nothing. If something's happening, that's okay as well. We learn to breathe through whatever that something may be. Our breath is the thread that guides us throughout the practice, weaving us into the present moment with each breath that we take. For some of us, sensations come and they go. They don't stick around forever, and they show up often from nowhere. It's quite unique that all we were really asked to do was bend our knees and open them out, and then we start to notice things as they arise to the surface. Keeping the body soft, keeping the mind calm, keeping the breath steady. The only thing that we're really being requested to do here. Once again, just a few more breaths here. And once again, let us just relax through the thighs. A moment to just mindfully reset before we enter the last phase of our practice. For this last phase of our practice, we can remain somewhat in this diamond pose, but we can heel toe our feet one step wider. So if you were to look down, it would almost be as if there was a block placed in between your feet. Just a block's width of space for you to work with here. Knees are still wider than your heels and feet here. Now, whereas in the second experience within our diamond pose, knees were only lifting an inch or two, we'll be bringing a little bit more engagement here for this final movement. Once again, though, awareness does come towards the inner thighs as we lift our thighs a little bit higher. So you can almost consider something like a V shape here. Knees are lifting, but knees are nowhere near close to touching. It's almost as if you're at that precipice of having the knees fall completely, but we're meeting that resistance or that temptation to drop by keeping the inner thighs engaged. And we once again just learn to breathe mindfully. When we start to face an unknown situation, a situation that is unfamiliar and somewhat out of our control, it's very common that we start to lose the stability around our breathing. Breath becomes faster, rougher, harder. And when this starts to happen, our nervous system can very easily become out of control. The mind starts to race, the body starts to tense up, and we have a very difficult time remaining in the moment. We're just trying to wait for, not even wait, we're just trying to hope for the experience to end. And what mindfulness teaches us is that we don't have to go rushing to the end. That this present moment can offer us all that it is that we're trying to seek. relaxation, a sense of calm, a sense of inner peace can still be found in the midst of something unfamiliar, something unknown. And so we try our best to find that silver lining, that thread, which is so deeply connected to how we breathe. Now, very commonly when I guide a class through an experience like this, the heads will often perk themselves up to take a look at what's happening down in the lower body, and to maybe even try to see if it's only happening to them. And if you've done something similar, just know that I'm in a very similar boat. A little bit of trembling, a little bit of an energetic surge through the lower body. This is nothing to be frightened about, anxious about. We learn to practice a sense of patience as we allow the body to lead the experience. It's very difficult for the mind to make sense of what is going on, so no sense has to be made. We're just here for a few more breaths. Remaining soft, remaining calm, remaining steady. And with that, let us slowly relax our legs. Let's gently extend out our heels. Let's take a few deep breaths here to just let the body reset. Some of us may feel the need to sigh, to release, to let go of stagnant energy that has been stored within us, to create new space for fresh air and new energy to arrive. This simple exchange of releasing what is ready to be let go of so that you can receive the new energy around you. And that energy simply comes in the form of your mindful breath. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. Let's do 5. Full breath in and a full breath out, feeling your chest and belly rise and fall. My simple request, not rushing yourself, but when you arrive at that 5th breath, let your inhale be a little bit deeper than normal, as you maybe even pause and hold that breath at the top. And letting that 5th exhale be very mindful as you open your mouth and sigh it out. And if you'd like to spend a few extra moments on your back, no problem. If you feel that you are ready to wake up, let's do so very gently. Not rushing yourself as we take a deep breath and reach our arms overhead, pointing our toes away. A full body stretch as we reawaken our nervous system here. Breath out to bring your knees towards your chest as you round through your back, giving yourselves a nice big hug, a squeeze in towards your body. We'll take just a few moments here as we roll onto our side. Letting your knees fall, letting your bottom arm rest your head. Maybe even using your top hand to squeeze your knees a bit closer or to just hold yourself mindfully. Rounding a little bit through the upper back, maybe tucking your chin in. Let's gently press into our top hand as we build ourselves up into a seat. We'll bring our palms to our heart. We'll tuck our chin to our chest. We can keep our eyes soft as best as we can. Just a final moment here to appreciate and acknowledge whatever space was made from this practice. Whether we needed to create space physically, mentally, or emotionally, I hope the experience of this practice allowed you to do so. Allow for the positive energy that you've cultivated from this practice to support you through the rest of your day and the rest of your week. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live peacefully and harmoniously. May you be liberated from your pain and suffering. It's my honor to guide you here today as we sit tall to seal our practice by bowing forward and humbly saying, Namaste.